words and try to twist shit. I'm a real nigga, you a nigga, that's the difference. Ay, some y'all niggas hating from the distance, not watching what I say, you got a part of my opinion. Chico tweeting while we coming different. We the sharks up in the water, nigga, don't get stranded. Ay, some y'all niggas hating from the distance, not watching what I say, I got a part of my opinion. Ay, we ain't come from fun, we came from business, I got it.
Welcome back to episode 5 of Part of My Opinion. I'm your host, the good guy.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mr. Terrible, a.k.a. Chico. Or you could turn that shit around. It don't matter.
I'm Wants, Mr. Sarcasm.
I'm Maya Savage, y'all.
Hey, and it's your boy Devo. You can follow me on Facebook at Devo Rabib, IG Devo Devo __.
I promise you we practiced that before the camera start rolling. But listen, let's get into it. We're going to dive deep into today's episode, man. You know, so sit back, get some popcorn, and enjoy this one because we're going to go places most of y'all scared to go. Today's topic is, you know, based around homosexuality. I think it's something we all need to educate ourselves on, and we need to sit down and have conversations to understand from both perspectives instead of being so, you know, quick to judge and everything. So one of the things, you know, we brought these two on to get two different perspectives from both sides. So the first thing that we're going to talk to, and Robbie, we'll go to you first on it, is, in my opinion, I feel as though, you know, homosexuality is kind of being forced, you know, into, you know, the youth and everything today. Do you feel that way?
No.
Explain.
I don't think it's being forced only in simple tech. It's everyday life. Like, people are just living life. You're going to see it regardless. Mm-hmm. Like, TV shows, movies. Like, I feel like you're going to see it regardless. And sometimes I feel like it's all independent on how you raise your child.
Absolutely. So do you think that you see it more now than you did when you were, you know, 10 to 15 years old?
Absolutely.
Okay. Maya?
I think that's
so
quick.
Okay.
I think that's the problem, though.
Go ahead.
You know how when we was, you know, growing up, we was able to see everything else on TV, right? Mm-hmm. But that was one of the things that they kept off the TV. That's probably what the fuck the problem is now for me. The problem is that the shit probably they should have just let them rock out years ago, left motherfuckers alone, let them do what they do now. That's probably why we see the TV screaming, we be like, oh shit, because we're not used to seeing the shit. Mm-hmm. But you was letting everybody else fucking have sex and kiss on TV. Mm-hmm. But these, you know what I'm saying, I'm just trying to make it, you know what I'm saying, because for me, that's how it start to feel. Like, they probably should have just been letting them have these scenes and everything on TV before.
Right. And
instead of now, that's why the shit feel like it's, oh, y'all forcing it, or it's forced or whatever. It probably wouldn't have been forced if you would have just
gave them an outlet.
Yeah, you gave them the outlet. 15, 20 years ago, fucking 30, 40, 50 years ago, you should have gave them an outlet.
How you feel?
I agree.
Well, with him?
Yeah, I agree, but I don't feel like it's forced, though.
Okay.
I feel like it's a lot of influence in the music that we listen to.
Nah, it feels forced. It feels forced, but it's not. I don't feel like it's not forced, but it feels forced to everybody else because they wasn't used to the shit all those years, and it was something that everybody looked down on, and they was like, no, don't do that. No, that's why now that you giving them the outlet and you giving them the choice to do it, that's why it feel forced to everybody else. But it's not forced.
I hear what you're saying, but I feel like in the music that we listen to now, I ain't gonna speak too much on it, but I feel like it's a lot of weird shit going on in the music, and you know they got these artists tripping. That's what I'm gonna say. So, and they know the young kids is listening to them. So if that's what y'all present,
that's a different topic.
Stay to it.
Yeah,
Let me get before you get to
it.
let me get to that. So I'll say, and again, I catch everything later in life. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I can't never allude to when it starts. But I'll say 2 months ago, I started to see, you know, the rappers, you know, with their fingernails painted, you know, like their nails look like my wife. Like they got the sharp nails and everything. But they don't identify as, you know, being homosexual or anything like that.
like it's a trend or something.
Yeah, like it's a trend of things. They just do it. So I'm and I think they ride in the wave because you see a person who, if you speak out or say anything negative against, you know, the LBGT, you know, they get canceled. So I think them, and again, this is just my opinion, you know, to where people try to ride the money train and say, okay, you know, this cause is a huge cause. How do I get them behind me? Let me do something. Even though, you know, these people going to look at me weird, I don't care because I'm getting this fan base, audience, and everything. So as an artist, do you feel like that's what it is?
Not for me, no. I feel like for some certain artists, maybe, but not for me, no. This is just me, who I've been.
Not who them, you are. I'm saying as far as dumb. If
what you
that's
see
what
in
they
Hollywood,
doing.
like what you see in Hollywood in the music
no,
business.
I don't think that's them. No, not at all. I feel like they were forced into it.
Okay.
I feel like it's a trend. I'm going to say.
So then you partially agree with what I'm saying, like it's being forced. You get what I'm saying for us to see.
Well, when you look at it on that aspect, yeah, it is. But I don't know if force is the right word for it.
Force
The kids,
it's
an
on adults, like
influence.
Yeah,
or
because who you forcing it on? Because everybody ain't tuned into the shit. So who you forcing it on?
See, the force part, to me, and I grew up in the 80s, I feel like the word force now is more prevalent. You see it on commercials, you see it on reality TV, you see it in movies. Whereas though when I was coming up, you didn't really see it that much. You know what I'm saying? And people had, like, you had more freedom of speech to speak on it without being canceled out. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas though now you gotta watch how you say it.
Walk
and
on eggshells.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
walking on eggshells.
I don't know if that's if that's a form of being forced, then
So
then
I say
is.
to you from a marketing standpoint, and I look at you when I say this because if you know you used to work in retail, and I'm not going to disclose where you used to work at, but
You can say it.
no, I'm saying that's your business, anything.
it's
But
your
I say, you know, when you work in retail, so when you sit back and you have marketing meetings and everything like that, they use the term forcing to get you to buy things by one. When they have a product that they want you to sell, they put it up front when you walk in so you see it. It's in the aisle that is normally in, so when you see it, you buy it. It's on every other end cap, so when you see it, you buy it. And marketing-wise, they use the word force because they think if you see it with your eyes, it's going to make you want it. So even though you might have 3 bottles of dish detergent in the house, you're going to see Dawn do I need Dawn? Like, I just keep seeing it. Like, maybe I need to grab the Dawn because I just keep seeing it. So when I say force, that's what I'm saying, marketing-wise, like to where, you know, my kids is different than what it is where we were younger. You get what I'm saying? To where my kids are on TikTok, every single thing, YouTube and all that. I have a 3-year-old daughter who loves JoJo CY to death. Love her to death. She just came out, last year, you know, as being gay. And you get what I'm saying? So it's just like, I have a 3-year-old daughter now who sees her and she like, well, she got a girlfriend. Can I get a girlfriend? So when I say, you know, as far as being forced, it's like, you know, kids see and they normally do what they
mimic.
see.
They mimic what they see.
yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So that's where I say to where it's like it's forced because just like I say, well, marketing wise, when you put it on the end cap, you put it in the front, you put it everywhere. They put it in front of the registers and everything. They put it everywhere so that you can see it and you can say, yo, you know what, I need it. So now, you know, I know you have more to say on it. So how do you feel?
Well, with Mr. Sarcasm said, he did say like kids like mimic what they see, but then again, like I said, that still goes on to how you raise your child, raise them on love, raise them on not to judge other people, let you be your individual self. Regardless, like I get it, like JoJo Siwa, like she's an icon, like, you know, kids love her and things like that, but she still has a life too. She can be happy with she can do what she want to do. Basically, like, all right, so she's gay, let her be that. So regardless of whatever, like you could just say like, all right, baby, I know that, well, you said your daughter love her, so you could say to her, like, just because she choose to go down that path, you don't have to do the same thing, but you could still love her for who she is.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But that's just
I agree with you on that one, but you know, and to me, it's like we both agreeing, but I don't think that you're like I'm giving her that reassurance, that love. You know, I'm okay with whoever she is in life and everything. I'm giving it, but I'm saying marketing wise, when you see it, You know, I love my kids to death, whether they choose to be whomever they choose to be with or whatever. So that's without a question. But you know, and you already said it's your opinion, you know, so it's just, it's okay, but I feel as though you can't hide it. I can give you can go on Netflix right now, you know, and go through 10 random shows, and you're going to see it within 10 random shows. I was watching Loud House the other day. They had a movie that came out. I didn't even know they had 2 fucking dads on the show. Like, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, you know, so it's just like, I just be like, oh, damn. You get what I'm saying? Like, here it is. I'm watching a cartoon with my kids at night, you know, and then I see this, and I'm like, oh, shit, yeah. It's just one of those things that you just can't get away from. Now, and again, I say I don't want you to think that I have a problem with it, because I don't. I just feel as though, you know, society is forcing it down your throat. Like, it's like, okay, we're here, accept it now.
Do you see when you go on Netflix?
Because we've been shunned for so long.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can
like,
agree.
And
I can
another
agree
thing
with
is
that.
on top
but
go ahead.
yeah, like, because he was just like, well, I'm just piggybacking off what he said. He said, like, you know, it's like, it's here and you take it. Yeah, we are here. Mm-hmm. We've been here. We've been silent, like we've been shunned. So yeah, we're here. Like that's where I come at it with. Like,
I got a good question, but I'm gonna let you
answer
your question.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
I got a good question.
So I get what you're getting at, right? You saying how it's forced and you can't avoid it. But the same way you have an LGBT community, you have straight people. Mm-hmm. And that's what they was forcing. So I know that's right, but
I don't think it's a right or wrong.
No, I'm not. No, what I'm saying is I know being straight is biblically, like that's right.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
But as far as us being there, we've been here. Just how you said we've been here.
Absolutely.
But like you said, back in the day, they hit it. It wasn't on TV.
I agree with you.
Why is it right that y'all are just showing straight people and y'all are not showing LGBT community when it's a present thing in the world? That don't make no sense. At the end of the day, you're tricking kids because you're not really giving them what's in this world. Right. You don't show them you show them it's just straight people out here. Then they go to school and they see a gay boy. Don't take no offense. They see a gay boy or they see a lesbian little girl and they looking like, what is you?
They get curious.
I've been watching. Yeah, they get curious. Now they want to experiment because they want to know why you thinking like that.
They either want to experiment or they want to pass judgment.
Yeah, rather than you putting it in their face
because
and
you know what I'm saying,
away.
you can hate. You know, a lot of people hate what they don't understand.
Right.
So you can either gravitate towards it or you're gonna reject it.
Right.
Because you ain't knowledgeable about the shit.
I like that fish. That was.
Can I ask $1 million question?
Go ahead.
Without any, just part of my opinion.
Go ahead.
I just want to ask y'all a question, and I don't know if I'm asking it right.
Try.
Do you think that this is a learned behavior, or in homosexuality? Do you think it's a learned behavior, or you were born that way?
I feel like it can be both.
Okay.
But on a personal, I feel like I was born like this.
Right, right.
So.
And that's a good question. People have different upbringings.
Okay.
I have like a story. Yeah, don't want to like announce it here.
Right,
but, like,
absolutely.
It kind of led, but like I knew since like kindergarten.
Right,
like,
absolutely.
To be honest, like yeah, and I knew something wasn't right. But then again, it's just like growing older, I'm like, I gotta love myself. Like I don't care what nobody else think. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
You know why I asked that? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut y'all off.
No,
the reason why I asked that because I've had arguments with people. And me personally, I think people can be born. I think people can be born that way. Mm-hmm. But people be like, "Oh no, there's no way, and God ain't, and God, and God." And I'm like, no.
That's because
I just feel like I'm not saying in all cases,
right.
but I think in a lot of cases that you can be born that way, and that's just what it is. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? So that's why I wanted to, because I've never asked. I never asked that.
I'll go ahead. You
that's
absolutely
based off just piggybacking off what you said. A lot of people are like that because there's like she said, Maya said, it's fucking, you taught one way growing up.
Absolutely.
You're taught one way. So how the fuck are you gonna even learn to not even appreciate? You don't have to fucking agree with what somebody else is doing, but even to have the mindset of they gay, they homosexual or lesbian or whatever, okay. I know what they are, but I can still walk down the street and knowing what they doing. At one point in time, BET had a whole section where it was uncut for shaking ass and nudity and everything because they wouldn't allow it on TV.
Right.
Now it's all over everywhere. But we got a problem with gay people being on TV.
Right.
Speak.
Who the fuck is we?
I'm not saying us. I'm just saying like the world. I'm not gonna lie.
Motherfucker,
I'm gonna be fucking real.
nigga gonna say we, then lock eyes with me.
No, I'm just saying.
Y'all two, boy. God damn. Yo, y'all two, boy.
He gonna say we, then lock eyes. I just felt it.
I'm
ready to
locking eyes
cancel your
because you sitting next to me.
Your
Goddamn.
motherfucker, you locked eyes. Stop that shit. Done.
I'm just saying. Nah,
Listen,
for everybody out there, we ain't never had a hateful.
So all y'all gave your
homophobic-
opinion. All y'all gave your opinion on. Y'all all feel like you could be born that way. To me, again, the purpose of this is education wise. So. Me leaving here, I want to be more educated than I was coming in here.
Right.
So I'm going to say a lot of shit that y'all not going to agree with. We basically family. So there's no hate in my heart for you or whatever. So as far as any of that doesn't even exist. I reached out to you and I told you I wanted this to be educational for myself and the world.
Yeah.
I feel as though it's learned behavior. And in my opinion, I'll tell you why. You just said at kindergarten, so at 5 years old, you basically got to the point to where you just say, okay, this is who I am, this is who I'm accepting. I think, and again, I have 4 kids, so I watch all my kids learn from the other one, and I go girl, boy. So I watch my daughter's the oldest, so then my son, I watch him mimic my daughter. So when he does feminine things, I know it's because the only person he has is his sister, to look after and things. So when he does things, it's not like, oh, you're born that way. I just know that he mimics his sister. My 3rd child, which is a girl, she's very boyish because now, as my son got older, he started acting boyish. She, that's who she followed after. So now, you get what I'm saying, the different things. My son, he's 1 year old. He watches my 3-year-old go to the potty. My wife told him today, take your diaper off and go potty. He does exactly what he's seeing my 3-year-old do. So for me, I think, and again, it's my opinion, I think that everything is learned. Now, we all have a point in life to where we can register and say, okay, I can remember this far back. You might not be able to know what happened to you at 2 or 1, to which you sat down and watched and made you, get that thought to register, oh, this is what, I'm into it, anything. But I think it's something that you learned earlier that registered to you that say, you know what, this is who I am and this is what I want to be. I don't think you're born that way. I could be completely wrong, but it's just my opinion. Now, I know you said you had something to say to me. I know you want to cuss me out. Go ahead.
No, I just had a question.
Go ahead.
I got something
No,
for you
but
too.
it wasn't
When you done.
about this. I mean, it was no, skip it.
Nah, go
Nah,
ahead.
don't
go
skip
ahead.
that shit now.
I'm
No,
going to ask.
it's off. It was still on the topic of the TV shows. That's
Okay.
why I said
All right, so
yeah.
let's
So
go to
let's
Maya
skip,
to ask this question, then we'll go to you with that.
All right. So I understand how you just said you got the pattern of your boy, girl, right?
Girl, boy.
Girl, boy. My bad. All right. So I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I was the only child for 11 years. What explanation do you have for me?
Explanation, you have cousins, you have difference, you have TV shows.
But
Again,
I have boy and girl cousins.
I can't say what it was. Like I said, it could be something to where when you sitting in the crib and you watching a TV show, Brokeback Mountain could have been a fuck on when you was a baby in the crib or something. So I honestly don't know. So it could be anything to that nature.
I got something.
No, I'm saying it could be anything to that nature. I can't give you honest. It doesn't have to be you following somebody like an actual human being. It could be something that you seen anywhere. You could have been in a mall in a fucking stroller and seen and whatever, and something just registered to you and just tell you that's what it is.
I get what you're saying.
Can I ask
Let her finish her question first.
Right.
You now ask me the question. I'm gonna remember.
It's a random question.
Go ahead.
Why the fuck are we always referencing Brokeback Mountain every time we think of some gay shit?
I was thinking.
You know,
I never even heard of that.
I'm gonna tell you.
There are more movies, but
I'm gonna tell you why. For
Yeah, I
me,
never
why I
watched
just
it.
use Brokeback Mountain, because when I sat here and I was doing my homework and everything for this podcast last night when I was up. Like I said earlier in the video, you know, you could go through 10 straight videos right now and see how many of them, you know, have homosexuality inside the videos. So when I was on Peacock last night, I did it with Netflix with the TV shows, and I was on Peacock with the movies.
So you was comparing shit.
Yeah, I was comparing and everything. Brokeback Mountain was one of the movies that was on Peacock.
And I wasn't even asking you. I'm just saying, like in reference to the
yeah.
world. Like
But
the
I'm
world
saying,
was
I could
always
get,
fucking.
That,
like,
that was my answer.
Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah, that
Brokeback
was my
Mountain.
answer. I think Brokeback Mountain, even though it wasn't, I think Brokeback Mountain to a lot of people is like that Welcome to the NFL type hit. It was one of those things to where it was like people really woke up and just said like, oh, this is a big time movie that, you're going to put out there and everything like that. I'll tell you right now, me and my wife was watching Tu Wong Fu. What was that, 3 weeks ago or something? That's one of my movies. I fuck with Tu Wong Fu heavy as hell.
What the hell is that?
Vin Rames and all them. Vin Rames when they all
Wesley Snipes. It was Wesley Snipes.
Vin Rames wasn't that.
Vin Rames wasn't on that.
Ving Rhames is Holiday Heart.
Yeah.
What's Tu Wong Fu? Is that Jada?
No, Tu Wong Fu
that's
was
Patrick Swayze in
Benny
that.
Patrick Swayze, Ving Rames.
No, Patrick Swayze, Wesley
Google that
Snipes.
shit. I'm
and
almost certain. I'm right.
Now I'm not a
Ving
Tu
Rhames
Wong
not
Fu.
in that
I'm not a
shit.
Tu Wong Fu fan, but
Maybe he ain't. I
I
don't know.
He not
All right,
in
fuck
that.
him.
But
Fuck him.
it's a movie from the 80s to where they dressed up as dragged and shit.
That was Vin Rames in
Vin
that.
Rames ain't in that. We could bet $100 if you want to, Mr. Sarcasm.
My shit
We
was
gonna
Holiday Heart.
look at it after we leave this
He
joint.
was.
Yeah,
Vin Rames was in it, right?
No,
He was in
Holiday
Holiday
I never
Heart.
seen the funk.
Where he played the
what do you
drag.
call
Where
it?
he played the drag queen.
My manager in the
Holiday
back.
Heart,
Can you
though.
look up and see if Vin
Yeah,
Rames was in
please
Holiday Heart?
look up Ving
But-
Rhames and see if Ving
God.
Rhames was in it.
Yeah,
God damn it.
But, where we was at? So you had
She
a
had a
question.
question.
I
Yeah.
did have a question for you.
Yeah.
So how can you say that point is valid? If I just brung that.
I can't. Anything that I say is not facts. An opinion is neither right or wrong. It's how you feel. So I'm never going to sit here and tell you exactly what is what. I can just tell you how I feel. Like if you say, oh, it's something that you was born with, that's your truth. I can never tell you, and I will never sit here and tell you that you're wrong. I can tell you how I feel. You can tell me, what's the earliest memory that you have?
Of me being gay?
No, of your life, period.
Just me, period.
Yeah, of your life, period. What is the earliest memory?
I remember something from like my 2-year-old.
Exactly. So so you have 2 years worth of life that you have no recollection on. Right. So you can't say anything from that 2 years, what happened, what you seen, or anything to help you be who you are. As much you people have to understand, it's motherfuckers who never met their dad before in life, and a motherfucker could say not say met in life, like they have no actual memory of him because he might have died when he was 3 or 4 years old. But once he's 30, a motherfucker be like, yo, you act just like your dad. How do I act like somebody I don't know? Something can register in you, for, you get what I'm saying?
Well,
I understand what
I
you're
think
saying.
that's
different.
DNA. That's DNA.
That's DNA.
You gonna act like a motherfucker you don't know just because it's a part of you.
That's your weird.
Nah, that's just what it is. That's what it is, bro.
Always on the island by myself.
No, bro. Ain't no right or wrong. I'm saying DNA
No, he
is
wrong.
real.
He did wrong.
DNA is real.
DNA.
You can act like a motherfucker you never met
Right.
because that's just who you are. You
Right.
the offspring. That's why it's called offspring.
Okay, that's your opinion.
No, that's a fact.
That's
That's a
your
fucking
opinion.
DNA is a fact.
scientific
That's your
fact.
opinion.
DNA is
Okay,
a
well,
fact, cuz.
give him your
DNA is a
scientific
fact.
rebuttal then. Rebuttal what
What's
you
your-
just said.
DNA is a fact.
Go ahead, I dare you.
You can act like somebody you never met if they related to you,
Okay.
like Martin Luther King kids.
Okay, that's my opinion. that's my opinion. Martin Luther King, you ain't never seen them niggas outside of a fucking press conference on TV show where they done wrote they motherfucking paper. They got people to write their paper for you. It's easy for me to get, I had a dream. Okay, I sound like Martin Luther King. I done seen this speech the whole 29 years I've been alive. Of course I know. I can act like the nigga I done seen them. My favorite Martin, everything. Fuck that DNA shit.
DNA shit real, cuz.
Okay, your DNA, he is real. I seen
DNA
him on
is facts, you
I
hear
seen
me?
him on URL the other day and shit. I think
Shout
he
out to
battled
DNA.
tonight.
DNA is real.
So
Do you have anything else you want to say?
Let's move. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Basically, where we was getting at, you said I was 2 years old, right? You asked me what was my earliest memory, and you said I had no recollection of my life the prior 2 years, and I don't have no recollection of the years, prior to me being 2 years old. How am I trying to say this? If I don't have no recollection of my life, or if I don't have anything to have an opinion or anything, to feel any kind of way, how can you say that it's learned from them years that I don't know anything from? I don't have anything to base a feeling off of because I don't know anything from there. I'm basing my life off of what I do know.
I'm a movie guy, so the one thing I always do, I always reference movie to real. I always reference movie to real life. You ever seen the movie A Long Kiss? What is it? A Long Kiss Goodnight?
No.
Samuel in there, whatever. All right, so what happens is you get this. I forgot who was it. She's famous too, but she had an accident. She lost her memory and everything in the accident, but she was an assassin. I think Charlie Baltimore or something like that. She was an assassin. Mm-hmm. She can't remember. So at this point, she's a wife and a mother. But when she grabs a knife and start cutting up to make a salad, those it's like. I don't want to say like it's like muscle memory, like her just starting to cut. Things come back and start registering her that she, skills that she had that she forgotten about. Whenever people lose their like whenever people get Alzheimer's or lose their memory, they start giving you things. They start taking you places that can help bring that memory back. So even though it's a part of your mind that's empty, it's a part of your mind that remember the things that you learned before. Now, I'm not saying that that's exactly what it is. I'm just saying that that's something that could be. I'm not a scientist. I don't know. I have no clue whatsoever. But moving on to the second topic, because we could bring the second topic in on here. If a person doesn't agree with a gay person's, opinion, lifestyle, or anything, do you consider them homophobic?
No.
I don't like that word.
Okay, explain.
Because it's not a phobia. You're just an asshole.
I think the same. I think that's the same thing. I don't agree with you can be homophobic. I think that you.
Why are you scared of a gay person?
I just think that I just think that you just don't like gay people. Just like you might not like another race. You know what I'm saying? Just like you might not like anything else. I just think that that's just something that somebody just made up.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
So I feel the same. So I mean, Mr. Sarcasm, you'll touch on it before I go into it.
What's that? I'm sorry. I'm listening.
If a person doesn't agree with a homosexual lifestyle, why do they consider them to be homophobic?
I can't answer that. I can't answer that. I can't answer that. I feel like, it was a point in time where somebody I know was acting like they wanted to go that route, and I didn't agree with it. But at the same time, I wasn't going to love them any less because they did. You understand what I'm saying? It is whatever your preference is, whatever makes you happy, it is what it is.
You want to know what's crazy? That you said that, my bad.
Okay.
I was in another country with studying abroad, and somebody came out, somebody that we went to school with just came out to a group of us, and he didn't even know us like that.
He just came out?
He just came out. He was just start talking. How you just start hanging with somebody that you don't really know like that because you're on a school trip. And we were studying abroad, so we was just chilling with this dude, all of us. We was just chilling with him, you know what I'm saying? He was a grade older than us. We just talking. And then he just told us. And we was just like, man, you was all this time. And we just went like, oh, well, fuck it. Because you was so.
Y'all been with him
Yeah, we been with you this whole time, you know what I'm saying? We couldn't even tell.
Right.
So it was just like, at that point, I think for me, that was when I had to, gay people, are cool in my book, because it's like, especially, you know what I'm saying? You didn't do nothing wrong to me.
Now let me say this. I will say this. I was in a workplace with someone who was gay. My problem was when you try to seem like you trying to entice somebody.
Oh, okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's different.
That's different.
Now you,
then.
now you
When
being disrespectful.
boundaries.
Now you disrespectful.
boundaries.
Boundaries.
So
Yeah.
dig
So that would
this.
give you a right
That's
to be
different.
homophobic.
Hey, that's
Because
different.
my thing is this. Whether you straight or gay, you
Well,
shouldn't
then
put
in
your
that
personal business out. Nobody shouldn't hear what you're talking about in your personal life.
Right.
Whether you straight or gay.
Right.
Let me get that clear. So when I feel like when you gay and you saying, oh, I did this and this and that, and I checked it, I say, yo, why you want me to hear what you discussing?
Right.
Now he could have took it as I was being homophobic.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not being homophobic. If you straight, you shouldn't be saying what
why
you're
you
doing in your personal life.
why you
I'll be
Like,
kicked
what
out
do
of
you
every
you
conversation.
understand what I'm
What's the
saying?
point of you
What is the
putting it
point
out
of you
there?
putting it out there?
Yeah.
I'll be
that's-
kicked.
that's-
To be
I'll
heard.
be kicked out of every
so
conversation.
that's-
Was that person putting it out there, or was that
that's
person
different
talking
because
directly to you?
No, they was on the telephone, but they were so loud I can hear it.
Okay,
that's-
see, now this is different because
that's different,
I'm thinking
though.
that he's talking directly to you.
No, they on the phone,
But he could discuss what he wants.
but they was
It
loud.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't
No.
think-
That's what I'm just saying. Did you hear what I said? Even if you're straight, nobody should hear your personal life.
It was a phone conversation.
But it was loud.
But it wasn't about you.
But don't be
Mind
loud.
your business and keep going.
I can't mind my business if it's loud.
Matter.
Bro, listen. If the whole house can hear you, I can't mind my
so that's what I'm
business.
saying. So he was in the workplace talking.
Loud.
He's in the workplace talking, but that
Loud.
person is not talking to you.
But they're
it
loud.
does not matter
How you gonna say that don't matter?
because it don't. He can talk with it. Are you paying that phone bill?
So if I'm
Are
minding
you
my
paying
business,
that phone bill?
Listen.
It doesn't matter.
Listen. If I'm minding my business,
You mind your business. That's the phone conversation.
no. Listen. But if you loud enough for everybody to be in your
doesn't
business,
matter.
how can I mind my business?
Okay, it doesn't matter. It takes 6
Do that
months for
make
you to
sense?
mind your own business and 6 for these leave theirs alone.
Are you hearing what I'm saying?
I do hear what you're saying,
Listen.
but they,
Oh,
I think you
on the
just lost the
phone.
conversation.
Hear what I'm
But
saying?
they're not
I think
talking
you just
directly
lost
to
the
you.
Hear what I'm saying? If you're loud enough.
All right, I can
No,
be loud right
hear
now
me,
in the
hear me.
conversation.
Hear what I'm
That
saying.
don't matter.
'Cause I think we listen. If you're loud enough for everybody to be in your business,
So we-
how can you mind your business? Do that make sense? Can anybody? Does that make sense?
I
If
get
you're
what
Are you,
loud enough,
but this is what I'm saying. The conversation is not directed toward you. Why are you worried?
because don't be loud so I can
They
hear
can
it.
be loud. You're not them.
Don't be loud.
Do that make? Am I bugging?
It's an opinionated
Nah, it's your
podcast.
opinion.
It's
It's
an
your fucking
opinionated
opinion.
podcast.
You're not
both.
If I'm
bugging.
walking down the
You're
street
not
right
bugging.
now loud talking about some
You're not bugging at all. It's just that
We're
It's
not in
your
the
opinion at
streets.
the
I
end of
don't
the day.
care.
We're in a place.
It
We're in a
doesn't matter.
workplace.
But
nobody
that's them.
should hear what you're
So
talking
if
about
he-
in a
if he's being
workplace.
reprimanded for being too loud, for he's talking about them, that doesn't have nothing to do with you. He's not talking to you.
But you're loud enough for me to hear
All right,
it.
I rest my case. Yeah.
No,
I
nobody.
digress.
Wait. Let's
You
talk
good.
about
Like I
it.
said, it's
no,
two,
I'm
it's two
moving on.
sides to it. Honestly,
So-
it's
so
just
you-
two sides you could look at it from.
Which sides?
The side that Robbie just said and the side that you just said.
No,
I
but
can't
I'm
mind
saying-
my
but I'm
business
saying
if I
facts.
hear it.
Sometimes I can mind my business.
If I
heard
hear
the
it, I
shit.
can't mind my
I can
business.
hear a motherfucker heard they just got shot. and
If
be like,
I
oh, he just
hear
got
it,
shot.
I
don't
can't
give a
mind
fuck.
my business.
You can mind your business.
You
'cause he wasn't
can.
talking to you.
No, I can mind my business, but if I hear it, you
But you
want me
just
to
said-
hear your business.
You said you couldn't mind your business
So-
though.
No.
If I hear it, you want me to hear your business. Minding my business is for me not to hear your business.
So, all right, so he on the phone like this.
Loud as shit.
And he like, oh, I like this. And
No,
he
this
looking at
nigga.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
Yo.
can't.
Yeah.
Like, I can't.
Yeah. No workplace. In the workplace, we should have those conversations.
Yeah, in the
but
workplace,
in the
you
workplace,
shouldn't be having those
That's what
conversations.
we got HR for.
Were they on break? Were they outside?
Go outside and talk.
No, they was inside the house at work.
Right. If you don't want nobody to hear your business, go outside.
Like I said, it's two sides to it's two.
It ain't no
different-
two sides.
It is.
If
because
you
at
don't
the
want
end of the
nobody
day,
in
you
your
can still-
business, if you don't want nobody in your
But some
business,
people don't care though. Some people don't
was
care.
not
Don't make no
talking
sense.
to
If
you.
you don't want nobody in your business, don't let
can't-
nobody
don't-
hear your business.
You gonna mess the audio up here.
did he
That's-
say-
I want to mess it up. If you don't want nobody in your business, if you don't want nobody in
Did
your
he say-
business, don't talk your business in front of everybody.
But did he say he ain't want
That's
nobody
like
in his
that's
business?
like saying.
Thank you.
That's like saying.
Speak,
listen
say
to
that
this.
again.
Did he say that he want nobody in his business that day, or it was just something?
Listen
that
to
you
this. That's like a person putting all their business on social media and getting mad that you know all their business.
If I put all my social media on business,
Okay, all right. So that just
get
goes
mad.
further. So he just said putting it on social media and you get mad when everybody know your business. So did anybody speak to him or her on that conversation?
right?
If I can hear
Did anybody? That's not what I asked. Did anybody hear? Did anybody say something about the conversation? To
I
them?
did to him after he hung up. I said something to him.
What you say?
After he hung up, I said something to
What you
him.
say to him?
Right. So we could do this shit all day.
we
At the
can,
end of the
we
day, if you don't want nobody knowing what you're talking about,
But did he say that?
It don't matter what he
Did-
said.
did he
I
say
heard
it?
it.
Did
Yeah,
he
but
say
I'm
it?
saying no.
You
What
setting
he's
yourself
saying,
up for-
what he's saying is, did the guy that you heard having a conversation, did he say he didn't want nobody in his business?
You don't have to say it. If a person hear you, am I making sense? Am I making sense? Am I making sense?
No.
What?
Am I making sense?
At all. Mm-mm. Not
I
a
making
quarter,
sense,
not a
bro?
nickel, not a dime.
You saying that.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is,
Yeah.
if a person lets you hear their conversation on what they talking about to somebody, right? That's between them. That's between them and who the person they on the phone with. That's not for the whole audience to hear.
Unless they want you to hear.
That's what
Unless
I
they
just
don't.
said.
That's what I'm saying. Unless they don't give a
trying to
shit.
Don't you trying to entice me?
I don't know if that's trying to.
So he was coming on you from the phone
I
conversation.
didn't say
How
nothing
about how?
about-
What was
So
he saying?
what you
What was he saying on the conversation?
Make it
though?
make sense.
What was he saying on the
I'm
conversation?
making a lot of motherfucking shit. Y'all trying to act like y'all know what I'm talking
No,
about.
I'm trying to get exactly
Nah, what I'm
trying to
getting
get.
is, if you don't want nobody in your business, everybody not gonna hear your business. What the fuck? How else can I?
Can we
Yo,
move
how else
on?
can I put it, bro? If you don't want nobody in your business, everybody ain't gonna hear your business. That's common sense like a motherfucker. Correct? Am I correct?
Ain't
If
nobody-
you don't want nobody in your business, everybody not gonna hear your business. Correct?
But if I write all my business on
If you
Facebook,
don't want nobody in your business, everybody's not gonna hear your business. Y'all, well, I don't understand.
but if
Nobody
I put
said
all
this
my
was
business
gonna
on,
be
We don't understand you.
if I put all my business on
Like, what the
Facebook,
fuck is-
if I put all my business
I
on
don't got nothing else to
Facebook,
say, man. Let's move on, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
'Cause
Cancel
I'm
cancel
exhausted.
cancel
Too
culture.
much Tito's getting in me now. Stop it.
Cancel culture.
Stop
Cancel
it.
culture. Let's move on to
Yeah,
cancel
please.
culture.
Let's move on.
Let's
'cause
move
I don't
on to
know
cancel
how
culture.
else
So
I can put it.
do you feel as though, you know, if a person speaks out and you know two sides disagree, do you think that they should be canceled?
No, can you go in depth on that? Who you talking about? And what's
he
so-
representing the
so-
baby.
No, I'm not even representing the
So
baby
we're not
because he's not
representing him?
the
Because
baby.
I can say a lot on
So
that,
we not,
too.
can we use
The
the
baby-
baby as we can't use the baby as an example?
You can use him as the example if you want to
No,
because
I'm
that's the
asking,
freshest season.
can we? Because you asked the question, and he's
Yeah.
one of the most recent canceled people.
So do you think the baby should be canceled?
I don't think he deserves to be canceled forever, but he needs to feel what he said because what he displayed was ignorance.
Okay.
He was ignorant to a certain
Very.
extent. He was ignorant to a certain extent.
Yeah, because
he said
you have. It's sad because like a lot of these artists, a lot of y'all fans are gay. Regardless if you're a rapper, it doesn't
That's
matter
a
if you're
fact.
Beyonce, whatever. A lot of y'all fans are gay. So what he displayed was like, let's just say for say, because this could be the case, he can have a fan that was suffering from like HIV, and that person could be like very scared, very.
that motherfucker could have been at the concert.
It could have been at the concert, and you displaying it, and like he could have been like you could have like potentially hurt your fans' feelings because if it wasn't for your fans, you wouldn't be who you are. So I felt like you should have just did your show, thank your fans, and get the fuck off stage. Period.
Chris
Why
Brown.
did you have to do all that? Like, it was just ignorance. But I don't think he deserved to be canceled forever. No, but he needs to feel this because everybody.
I just think, you know, when certain shit need to happen, you know what I mean, just like anybody else, they just need to, you know, do their homework and think about the shit that they said. All that cancel shit. That cancel is a huge word. First of all, I don't personally believe the world can cancel anybody because people are going to continue to support whoever the fuck they want.
They want to support, right?
We tried to cancel Gucci. We tried to cancel everything else, and motherfuckers just kept wearing the shit. So the world can't cancel a goddamn thing.
But that's why I said they don't,
Right.
because like I said, like you're gonna make mistakes,
Right,
like
you're
you
gonna
understand,
make
like that,
mistakes,
like
right.
he don't deserve to be canceled forever. No,
Right.
because I love him as a rapper, I do.
Right.
But all that extra stuff
He
you
just
did,
got
like,
it.
you-
I feel like
come
that's
on.
a, you know what I mean, that I think a concert was just a bad place to say that for the first place. A concert is just the worst place. You got all kinds of motherfuckers
that's what I'm
out
saying.
there.
And why did you say it?
Yeah.
Like that's the question. Why?
What was he saying? See, that's the thing. I seen what he said, but why did he say all that shit? Was it because of Lil Nas X?
I mean, no. I mean,
No?
I don't think it was because of that. He just wanted to. I mean, he doesn't need any more attention. Like you're you're like on your way up to an A-list artist. You
Right.
don't need any of that. You didn't have to
He didn't
display
have to say,
that.
yeah, he really didn't have to say none of that shit.
Yeah, he didn't, and that's why like it just begs the question why.
How you feel?
I agree. Like, why did you make that your
Yeah,
business?
like now that I think about it, shit, but I really do. Like I said, you can feel how you feel, but why did he pick that exact moment to say what he said?
Where did it come from?
Yeah, where was all the animosity coming from? At that very moment, at your concert with all kinds of people out in the motherfucking audience.
But another thing what he did, which I thought like was a little crazy, you issued an apology, but you took it down.
Then he
So
took
did
it
you really
down.
mean it?
Yeah, then he took it down.
Yeah. Did you really mean it?
It was like, yeah.
Or you couldn't take the heat from all the shit that you kept getting.
Yeah.
You couldn't take it?
I think he just didn't want to stand on his own 10.
So
I think he
that's
just
what I'm saying. I don't know if
couldn't
it was
stand
his
on
publicist. I don't know
Nah,
who.
the publicist was probably telling him, you need to apologize and you need to be a man about
and that's
it.
what I'm saying.
He probably did that and motherfuckers, and he probably really didn't want to. You know what I'm saying?
So I felt like, yeah, I think this, well, of course, we're not the baby, but I'm going to just take a guess. I feel like when he took the apology down, he was like, all right, nobody not forgiving me and da-da-da-da-da.
Right.
He must have felt a lot of pressure. He was like,
Right.
well, fuck this shit. I'm going to take it down.
Right.
But no, when you make an apology, you mean
you
it.
gotta stand on it.
Yeah.
If you really felt that, if you really felt apologetic, you should have left it up there. So either, like you said, either he
Yeah.
felt too much pressure or he really didn't want to apologize in the beginning.
Yeah, because everybody ain't always right. So, like, if you made that mistake and you apologize, just mean it. Like, that's it.
And I'm not gonna lie, I felt wrong because it was so many years that I would see shit on TV. It took me a long time. It took me to, I'm gonna keep it real. It took me to this year to come up with what I said on this podcast today. It took me to this year to really have a full understanding that I have. Yeah, the whole hunt. That's why when I said before this shit started, I do my own homework. I wasn't bullshitting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, I really do try to understand a lot more because it's too much. It's too much going on. Now beyond that, it might be a whole lot of other shit that I just can't grasp yet. But
let's talk that, you know, a whole bunch of shit that I can't grasp yet. I'm gonna tell you one for me, and you know, I don't know how sensitive of a topic this would be for anybody, but without saying names, we all could read between the line. I don't think I can ever, you know, get behind, you know, my 9 or 13-year-old child coming to me, you know, wanting a sex change, and I'm fully behind it. You know, when you get of age, adult-wise, and that's something you want to do, then I think that's okay. But as far as being a minor, me as a parent signing off on that, I don't think I'll ever be okay with that. So how do you guys feel on that?
Maya, go first.
I don't think for a minor that is right. I wouldn't sign off for my kid either until they were like older. I feel like we was talking about earlier, kids get influenced easy, and they might see something, they might think that's what they want. They get older and it ain't really what you want. I feel like you need to live.
Right.
Yeah.
Live your life.
Live
Exactly.
Live real life.
Exactly,
Though. Like,
right.
go get it. Not
I agree. No, I agree.
Not
You
right.
agree where it falls?
not
I agree with
forcing
Maya,
it.
yeah.
Right.
I
Go
would
see
go-
all kinds of different men and women. Go
Yeah,
see
go- that's
different.
what I'm saying.
Go
Go
see
experience.
different nationalities.
What
or
you
whatever.
want
I think by
first.
then, if you don't know now, by the time you're done doing that, you should know.
You get.
You should definitely know.
And if you gonna get a better understanding, you might even change your own mind.
Right.
Like, damn, all right. Like,
Absolutely.
It's possible, I guess. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you, I don't know, growing up, it was different for me. Like, when I was younger, I knew I liked girls. I knew I liked older women, too.
I do. You said you were little. Yeah, I remember.
You know what I'm saying? I liked older women at that. So it was like, you know what I'm saying? It's different. So here y'all talk about it. Like I said, it's good. But I really do believe that. You really might not be born that way. Or you really might be born that way.
I think a lot of it is born.
Yeah, I think you really can be born that way now. Like, it's crazy. You would ask me this shit 3 years ago. I'd say, there ain't no fucking way you can be born that way.
you know what? Touching on what you just said, I got another point to make. I feel like even if you're not born that way, I feel like events that go on in your life.
Yeah,
have a
that's what I'm
lot
saying. You
to
might,
do
yeah,
with
yes.
you might
who
be
you
born
are.
that way.
Yeah.
You might not be born that way.
Yes.
Something might happen for you, and whether it be right or wrong, though.
Yeah.
But I think if it's something tragic that happened to you or something negative that happened to you,
Even
I took you
even if it's
motherfuckers to
not
class
tragic.
40 minutes ago. Now y'all gonna come back and agree with everything I just said?
How
No, we
we
not agreeing.
Y'all disagree?
We
Y'all
can't.
disagree with what I said 40 minutes
How we
ago?
agree?
So first, wait. So are we still on the sex change?
We
on the
just-
same
That's the
page
question
now.
you asked. Start talking being born and shit. Everything.
No,
we was just saying.
We talking
We
about.
just going back into. I never
Let me
said
put this
first of
mic
all,
up.
You just
that
say
you couldn't be. I said if you asked me 3 years ago, I would have told you couldn't be born that
Yeah,
way.
and the
I'm
only
talking
thing-
about right now. Walking into this conversation today,
Yeah.
I feel differently about it already.
We was on the
And
same
what-
wave,
but what
right?
I
So
said
where they
was-
just
No,
we was.
certain things that-
Well, I agree with Maya. Only you said the young sex change. That's
Yeah.
what I agree with. But I agree with everything that she said. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, like
Okay,
That's what I'm
I-
saying. Not as a minor. No, of course you wouldn't want them to go through no surgery or nothing like that. But I'm still not gonna disown my child.
No, never. I
And-
love my
but for the
kids.
record,
I love
didn't
my
agree
kids
with
more
you.
than
I
anything.
agree
I
with
think it's
him.
definitely. Wait, what you saying?
I was saying I didn't agree with him. I agree with what the
I
fuck.
know you ain't
I
agree with me. You
definitely
fucking.
I think in many cases it's taught, and I think in many cases you're born that way.
Right.
For sure. I believe that.
Nah, you good. You good.
Oh.
All right. So wrapping up, we'll end it off this way. One of the comments that was made in that particular conversation was, the person said to where what he deal with is life or death. To where he has to embrace and get behind anything that his child wants to do because what he's dealing with is life or death. Now, again, my opinion on it is going to be so different, and I'm here for education purposes only. So, I don't when you come out loud and making noise, you're going to be heard. And I think you come out loud making noise because you want to be heard. So you're
We just had it. I just was
Yeah,
saying
so I'm
that.
saying- So no, not that. Not on the conversation, not phone.
Oh, not that. All right.
It was something.
Yeah,
like
you get what I'm saying. You're going to be loud and you're going to be heard. When a person say you're dealing with life or death, if you know that already, why a person at your stature, why do you get what I'm saying? Basically, push it if you feel as though that's what it is. Am I making sense, or do I need to?
Nah, you ain't making no sense.
Can I get
At
another?
all.
All right, so I'm
You ain't
trying to be.
making
I'm
no
trying
sense,
because as a child, I'm trying to be respectful. But let's say a
Bro,
person.
I mean,
who-
at this point, the world knows the fucking story already.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
let's just put it out there without,
yeah, well,
without,
so
without,
do you think you got
without
D
being
D
disrespectful.
Wade, you got D Wade, and you got again
What's his name again?
Zaya. Zaya's what he
Zaya.
Zaya.
Let's
Zaya's-
just call him what he want to
yeah,
be
what
called.
What he go by now?
Zaya.
Zaya. So Zaya is, I think, now maybe 12 or 13. Has a huge following on Twitter and everything. To where, Zaya's dancing, with the gun, screaming, ah, you get what I'm saying, doing all that, get retweeted, everything like that. Dwayne Wade went on a podcast and he basically said like he embraces everything because what he dealing with is life or death. It's hard for me, to understand when a person says that because you have an option. You have an option to dress the way that you dress. You have an option to get any tattoo you put on your body before you get it and everything. When you make those decisions, you fully comfortable with the decisions that you made. So when a person say like they dealing with life or death, it's just like, if that's the case, why make those decisions and why make them so fast if you feel as though that's what you're dealing with?
Because it's life or death.
Explain more.
I feel as though that's as blunt as it can be said. Is either you gonna do it right now while you alive, or I'm just never gonna get the chance to do it. And if he feel that strongly about what he want to do, that's his chance to do it. So he's gonna take that
I think
opportunity.
we on two different ways right now.
You know what I think? You want to hear what I think?
No, I really don't. But you
Do you
want to
hear what I
anyway.
think?
I don't. But you
You
want
wanna
to
hear what I think?
What you think?
I think when it comes to celebrities, people with money, people with platforms,
They get the most pressure.
they get the most pressure, and they also tend to think that they got to do the most too to get out of from under the pressure. So it's like,
I got to rebuttal.
wait a
to your
minute, let me
statement.
finish. Let me
I
finish
got
before you rebuttal me. Now, in the Wade situation, I don't agree with it at all because I feel like you shouldn't allow a child to make that kind of, huge decision for themselves so young. Like, I feel like that's a decision that you should want to make towards 18. You should be headed to that. You should have that same energy right now that you got when you're about to be 18 and going to an adult. But What I'm saying is they live their life completely different. They live their life where they are under a lot of pressure, and they'll do anything from to get from under the pressure. But they also do a lot of shit because they're who they are too,
Right.
and they do a lot of shit because
we running low on time, so let me rebuttal your question before, and I'll rebuttal his statement by asking both of you a question. You went to Camden High. What school did you go to?
Cherry Hill West.
Cherry Hill West. Did you have any other
Morristown High.
did you have any other options of school to go to besides the schools that you went to?
No, when I transferred to Morristown High, no.
Okay. Did you have any other options to go to school?
I actually went to creative arts for 9th and 10th and Camden High 11th and 12th.
All right. Did you, besides what was around those schools, did you have any other options? Was private school an option? I'm asking the question. Yes or
You
no?
could have went to LEAP.
Hold on. What was private school an option?
Wait, was LEAP a
Was
private school?
Was
LEAP's
it
not a private school. No.
No. I mean, I went where my heart was. I'm a choreographer, dancer, so
I get
that's why
you,
I
but
would've
I'm
went.
asking, did you have any options outside of what Camden City bought, like Leap Academy, Camden High, Creative Arts, Medical Arts? Could your parents pay for homeschooling or anything like that?
Oh no.
So the reason that I asked that question is when you say celebrities are under the most pressure, how? They can hide their child. They can pay for a teacher to come to their house all year long.
You can't do that in 2021 when your kid
People
is
So you
growing
don't
growing
want
up.
your kids to be
People do it.
socialized?
No,
You
that's not
can't
what I'm
do that
saying.
in 2021.
That's not what I'm
You
saying.
can't do that in
What I'm-
2021.
You
What
gotta
I'm
let them
saying,
live
what
their
I'm
life,
saying.
though.
They still gonna be out there. They still gonna go outside. They still gonna get on TikTok, Instagram, and everything.
Most kids.
Look
of
at
that
Magic
stature
Johnson's son.
Don't go to school now. Most families that's on the tour got a teacher traveling with them to teach their kids and everything. So we can't use that as an excuse because that's that. He has money. Like he said on the podcast, you have to revert back to the podcast to hear everything that he said. He has money, okay? If you come out, your struggles coming out is not the same as Zaya's struggles coming out. It will never be the same because your mom doesn't have $100 million, like he said, in the account to be able to protect you from anything.
Money
the
can't
world.
protect nobody,
Okay.
though.
On that end, welcome. This is episode 5 of Part of My Opinion. We'll get to y'all next week.
Money
I
can't
wanted to
protect
say something.
everybody.
I wanted to say something.
Money can't.
Hey, y'all just take my words and try to twist shit. I'm a real nigga, you a nigga, that's the difference. Hey, some y'all niggas